From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, and we're starting off with patchy dense fog across the region. In fact, we do have a dense fog advisory in effect for the foothills of the Blues, and we have a freezing fog advisory in effect for the Kittitas Valley. These alerts go until 10 o'clock this morning. If your travels take you up toward Ellensburg and Cle Elum, that is where temperatures are closer to the freezing mark, so that fog could freeze on elevated surfaces. We're talking about bridges, overpasses, railings, so be alert for that if you're headed in that direction. Otherwise, just watch out for some patchy dense fog. Sunnyside now down to about a quarter of a mile or less, so heads up there. Yakima, we're doing okay. Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Moses Lake, all around 10 miles. It's where you get into the foothills of the Blues where visibility is impacted. So Dayton down to 1 mile and Walla Walla down to 2 miles. So if you live in that area or you're headed to that area, you may want to allow for a little bit of extra travel time this morning. Now, we have dried out. We saw a little bit of rain over the weekend and certainly last Thursday and Friday, but today is looking like a drier day. Temperatures are in the 30s, most of us above freezing. We've now dropped to 32 in Yakima, 34 Sunnyside, 36 at Hanford, 37 in Tri-Cities, and 38 degrees in Pendleton. There have been a couple of very light rain showers developing over northeast Oregon. So right over Pendleton, we had a little bit of light rain and mist reported over the past hour. Looks like this is going to slide just to the south of Hermiston. So I think you can leave that rain gear at home today. And the kids are going back to school on this Monday. Make sure they bundle up this morning as they head out to catch the bus. Temperatures will likely be hovering in the 30s, and we're not going to warm up much from where we are right now, as temperatures will only rise a few degrees into the lower 40s for high temperatures today. At least we're going to be drying things out for a few days, so we'll show you that drier 7-day forecast coming up a little bit later on in this show. Riley? Good Morning Northwest, starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a student arrested after an investigation by the Richland and Kennewick Police Departments, while you may see more patrols around one Tri-Cities middle school. And police investigate a kidnapping and robbery case, what we know so far about the two suspects believed to be involved. Plus the latest on the construction efforts underway in East Yakima for a pool. There hasn't been one open in more than a decade. All the details are coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald in for Jessica Jalal this morning. New this morning, if your child goes to Chinook Middle School in Kennewick, you'll see an increase in patrols in the area. This comes after a student was arrested over the weekend on suspicion of making threats of violence at the school. Richland police learned of the threat after a person sent it to them through social media. According to investigators, the threat made a reference to a mass shooting that would happen at CMS today. Working with the Kennewick Police Department, they soon learned of the student who made the suspected threat. That student was arrested and taken to the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center. KPD says through the investigation, there is nothing at this time in the actual social media threat that indicates Chinook Middle School is in any way connected. However, out of an abundance of caution, there will be extra officers on hand patrolling that area. RPD and KPD want to say thank you to the student who brought the threat forward and let someone know what was happening. Authorities say parents and students should know a threat, whether credible or not, is taken seriously. The Richland Police Department is investigating an assault that happened at the Top of the World Park Friday night. Authorities say they were called to the area on the 1100 block of Glenwood Court. A person says they were hit in the head with the butt of a shotgun and they were on their way to the hospital. Officers met the victim at the hospital and talked with witnesses, which led them to find the suspect's car, which was parked behind the Yokes in Richland. They arrested the driver of the vehicle and they say they found a shotgun in the car they suspect was used in the attack. Authorities are asking if you have any information on the assault, please call them. The Pasco Police Department and the Washington State Patrol are investigating after a car crash on Road 68 over the weekend. It happened Friday at the intersection of Road 68 and the entrance ramp to Interstate I-182. One vehicle ended up on the entrance ramp and the other one went down the embankment and landed right side up. Injuries at this time are unknown. Shortly after the crash, the traffic lights at the intersection were not working, but it's unknown if that was caused by the crash or if they were malfunctioning. The traffic lights were fixed by Saturday afternoon. A man has been arrested after crashing his car in Benton County over the weekend. It happened on the south of Beaufort Canyon Road, but the car ended up in the ditch near Interstate 82 near milepost 182. The Benton County Sheriff's Office and the Washington State Patrol got to the scene of the crash and found a 22-year-old man and his 16-year-old female passenger in the car. Authorities say the suspect was driving under the influence of alcohol and arrested him at the scene. The car was towed and the teen passenger was allowed to be picked up and taken home. We have a crime alert from the Kennewick Police Department. They need your help. That's because detectives have been investigating a kidnapping and robbery that occurred in the early morning hours of December 17th. 55-year-old Darren Burden of Pasco and 34-year-old Leah Graham of Kennewick have been identified as suspects in this case, and both have felony warrants for kidnapping first degree and robbery first degree. A firearm was used during the crime, so they are both considered armed and dangerous.
Are these cases rare?
Yeah, we don't get a lot of kidnapping cases where an individual is actually taken from a location. When that occurs, we utilize many different resources to try to locate where they're at. In this instance, it was kind of the other way around, where the suspect freed themselves without police involvement.
Police say the victim in the kidnapping escaped on the day it happened and called for help. KPD also says the victim was known to the suspects and this is not a random act of violence. But if you know anything, call KPD right away. It's been more than a decade since the last pool shut down in East Yakima. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us construction is underway for a new aquatic center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park.
It's taken years of hard work, planning, and fundraising, but the East Yakima community will soon have its pool once again. A $10.8 million project funded by state, county, and local leaders, driven by the community.
The generosity of this community to help get this pool built has just been fantastic. We're a little bit short, could still use a little bit more if someone wanted to donate, but definitely we're really, really close.
To building not just a pool, but a whole aquatic center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park.
So this will be the area where people will pay and enter into the facility. So this covered area will have ticket windows and then areas for people to talk to staff as well. This will be our activity pool where a lot of the fun things will happen. We'll have volleyball in there and basketball.
Plus ninja cross and lap swimming. The other area for zero depth entry, shallow water for kids.
Then there's a vortex a little bit further where people can go and there'll be water moving, and then just in the middle of these two, a little bit past, will be where the big water slide will be.
Plus an area for food trucks and a community room for events, bringing residents together.
To the people in this community that donated, that gave $5 to $500,000, so just so grateful to be able to build this facility and have donors like that here supporting us. It's great to think about the future and what this facility will bring to our community.
Parks officials tell me construction is on track for the aquatic center to be able to open in early June. In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the latest on the winter storm across the country, some of the heaviest snow in more than a decade. Then meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
Save now with stock reduction savings with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Dello 15W40 diesel oil for just $12.99. New Year's store-wide savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
Dear 2031, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. US Cellular.
Millions of people deal with obesity and face unfair weight bias every day.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
Weight bias is harmful, not helpful.
Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
Learn more about weight bias and how to help end it. Visit stopweightbias.com.
Let's work together to stop weight bias today.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Seattle welcomes New Jersey to Climate Pledge, 6:30 tonight on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is 6:14 and we're looking at our first alert radar. A couple of rain showers have developed across northeast Oregon. This is just very, very light over Pendleton, and it looks like it'll stay just to the south of Hermiston. We are going to be drying things out today. It has been a pretty active couple of days, an active few weeks across the Pacific Northwest. So we could use some drier weather for a change. We are starting to see that fog develop, and it's locally dense in some spots. Visibility down to less than a quarter of a mile in Sunnyside, and visibility is reduced a little bit more toward Ellensburg and even Snoqualmie Pass. Yakima, we're still at 10 miles, indicating that we don't have too much fog, at least near the airport. Tri-City, same story. Hermiston, Pendleton down to 2 miles, Dayton down to 1 mile. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some lower visibility in Walla Walla too. Ellensburg and Walla Walla, the airport sensor is currently down. That's why we don't have info for those two locations at this time. Winds are light, which has allowed that fog to develop. The ground is still pretty saturated from the recent rain. That's why that fog has developed overnight. Temperatures above freezing in many spots, 37 in the Tri-Cities, 34 Sunnyside, Hanford waking up to 36, 38 in Pendleton, 32 now in Yakima. And we could see a little bit of that freezing fog develop across the Kittitas Valley this morning. So if you live up toward the Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg, Cle Elum, or you're headed that way, you may want to take that ice scraper with you and use caution if you're going to be traveling to the north and west, as that's where there could be some slick spots. The rest of us, temperatures starting off above freezing, so you will need that heavy winter coat as you head out the door. Kiddos heading back to school after a long winter break. I know it's tough to get back into that routine. Here is your day planner. We have that patchy fog for Ellensburg, for Yakima, also for Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Walla Walla, although chances for that dense fog is a little bit lower in the Tri-Cities area. Temperatures will be rising into the mid and upper 30s in Ellensburg, Yakima lower 40s, Tri-Cities lower 40s, same for Hermiston, and upper 30s in Walla Walla. So not expecting much of a warm up from where we are right now. But that drier 7-day forecast is looking nice. We'll show it to you coming up in a couple of minutes. Riley, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Depending on where you live, this might be a good day to stay home with hot cocoa and your TV. A large and powerful winter storm is pushing from the central U.S. to the East Coast. Amy Kiley reports on the snow, ice, and even thunder sleet.
I've been doing snow removal for 15 years, and this is the heaviest storm I've seen.
A massive winter storm has tens of millions of Americans under winter weather alerts today.
Stuck here in a motel.
NOAA's Weather Prediction Center says some areas could end up with their heaviest snowfalls in more than a decade.
I can't recall the snow being this bad at all.
I've lived here pretty much all my life, off and on, but no, I don't remember anything like this in a minute.
Forecasters say the storm is moving out of the central U.S. today. It's clobbering much of the Ohio River Valley on its way to the East Coast.
Please stay off the roads. Give our plow teams plenty of room to work during and after the snowfall.
Snow and blizzard conditions aren't the only issues in some areas. Forecasters say many states farther south face powerful wind and bitter cold, and Kentucky saw thunder sleet last night.
Thunder mixed in with freezing rain, just incredible to see that. It just shows you how powerful this storm is.
The National Weather Service says thick ice also could be a problem along the storm's path. That could cause heat outages in cold areas.
This is the type of ice that would weigh down your tree limbs and power lines and cause some problems.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Coming up, your full weather forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. That's on the way right after this.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Hapo Center, Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center, Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Come tour the brand new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. We're hosting open houses on Saturday, January 11th and 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Explore state-of-the-art operating rooms, private patient rooms, and our welcoming cafeteria. Don't forget to visit the Foundation gift shop. Tours will be available in English and Spanish. Join us at the new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. See the future of healthcare right here in your community. For more information, visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we grow.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and Cross Country Mortgage.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The season's halfway point is on the horizon, and the Kraken are fired up.
When the heat rises, when the game's on the line, we can always count on looking for the opportunity to
Kraken,
make a difference.
Devils, pregame at 6:30 tonight on Apple Valley News Now.
Next live, Scott Wolf and comedian Michelle Buteau.
I can't even find a parking spot with my husband without arguing.
We argue over parking spots.
Oh, okay.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. We do have some patchy dense fog that has developed that has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a dense fog advisory for the foothills of the Blues. including Dayton, Walla Walla, and Pendleton, and a freezing fog advisory for the Kittitas Valley, including Ellensburg, until 10 o'clock this morning. And that freezing fog a little bit different because that's where temperatures are below freezing. So that fog that develops, the droplets in the air, well, that could freeze on contact with elevated surfaces. We're talking about bridges, overpasses, and also railing. So just use a little bit of extra caution if your travels take you in that direction this morning. Visibility goes down up into the Kittitas Valley. It looks like we're doing okay in the city of Yakima. We're at a mile in Sunnyside. That has come up. We're doing good in Tri-Cities and Hermiston, but you can see along the foothills of the Blues, that's where the fog is a little bit more prevalent. So down to about a mile in Dayton and Walla Walla, 2 miles in Pendleton. And these values will continue to fluctuate over the next few hours. So you may want to add a little bit of extra travel time to get where you need to go this morning. Right now, this is what it looks like out of our Apple Valley studio in Kennewick. No fog to speak of. A little bit more traffic on the road this morning. Sunrise officially in Yakima, 7:39, and the sun will set earlier than 4:30. I know we have those early sunsets this time of year. 37 degrees right now in the Tri-Cities. We're down to 36 at Hanford, 33 in Dayton, 37 Walla Walla, 33 in Sunnyside, 32 in Yakima, and that Ellensburg sensor still down. So that's why we don't have a number for you, but it's probably close to that 32-degree mark. We've seen a couple of very light showers move across northeast Oregon, and some of that light rain made it to Pendleton, but now it's shifting south and west of Pendleton, south of Hermiston. So we are going to be drying things out. That'll be the trend not only today, but over the next couple of days. It's been pretty active for us lately. So here's the weather pattern. That disturbance that moved across the region this weekend now shifting into Oregon, and that will continue to dive off to the south and east, bringing more rain and snow to the Rockies as we go throughout the day today. But notice high pressure starts to build in, which means we're going to dry things out over the next couple of days. Temperatures will likely stay around average for this time of year, with highs in the upper 30s, lower 40s. And notice how the cloud cover just kind of lingers all day long. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine up towards Sunnyside and Yakima. That's where the better chances will be. But overall, more clouds than sun today. We'll call it mostly cloudy. 42 in Yakima and Toppenish, 41 in Tri-Cities and Hermiston, and upper 30s to around 40 in Pendleton. And the fog could even linger into the afternoon along the foothills of the Blues. This evening, a couple of breaks here and there, but the ground is still moist, so we could see another round of patchy fog develop early tomorrow morning, and our futurecast is showing that. Those low clouds, that fog developing once again, with temperatures dropping into the lower 30s. If we do see more temperatures below freezing, we could have that freezing fog instead of just plain old fog. So that is a little bit more hazardous because there could be some slick spots with that. So stay tuned. We'll have the latest throughout the day and tomorrow morning. 7-day forecast showing that there's not much change going forward. We're dry, but we're mostly cloudy. Highs in the upper 30s to near 40 each and every day in the Tri-Cities, with rain chances returning Friday. Yakima lower 40s today, a little bit cooler Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with rain showers possible Friday, drying out by the weekend. Walla Walla, foggy, cloudy today, 39. We'll see 39 tomorrow, and then upper 30s to near 40 before those rain chances look like a pretty good bet on Friday for Walla Walla and the foothills of the Blues. Hermiston, stray shower possible this morning. Otherwise, we're drying out and staying mostly cloudy through almost the rest of the week. Riley?
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the box office top 5 countdown from the weekend is coming up. Who's reigning supreme? We'll hear all about those films.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh,
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
Your favorite judge is back in the courtroom with all new cases.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. What an idiot.
Judy Justice is now in session right here.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Save now with 3 big weeks of savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Members only pricing has Dello 15W40 diesel oil for $12.99. Get $2 off Audubon Park's 20-pound songbird food. Old Trapper beef jerky is $11.99. Winter stock reduction pricing means up to 50% off all clearance athletic shoes and select clearance Dickies and Key Work shirts. Not a member? Get your $5 lifetime membership today. Save more with New Year's savings only at Bi-Mart.
Apple Valley News Now and Schweitzer present the Stay and Ski Giveaway, where you could win 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer. Enter on the contest page at applevalleyNewsNow.com. The Stay and Ski Giveaway from Schweitzer and Apple Valley News Now.
Seattle welcomes New Jersey to Climate Pledge, 6:30 tonight on Apple Valley News Now.
There's a new king of the box office this weekend. Rick Damigella has the top 5 countdown.
She had her secrets.
Wicked went from 4th to 5th place on ticket sales of $10.2 million, while Moana 2 rose from 5th to 4th with $12.4 million, with Nosferatu hanging on in 3rd with $13.2 million.
Double your villains, double your fun.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 slid out of the top spot this weekend. The video game-inspired threequel dropped into 2nd place, but ran off with $21.2 million, bringing its 3-week domestic total to $187.5 million.
Rafiki. Yes? Why do they want to hurt everybody?
After 3 weeks in theaters, Mufasa the Lion King claimed its throne. The Lion King prequel clawed its way just past Sonic 3 with $23.8 million. The King's coffers are now filled with $168.6 million at the domestic box office. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, the latest on the Hanford guard strike and how HMIS says it's ordering guards to go back to work after the 3rd rejected proposed agreement. Plus, the state Supreme Court is set to decide this week on the appeal for the first recall petition against Mabton's mayor. What the next steps are, we'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Jeff Kreutz.
And I'm attorney Megan Changaroya.
Thank you, Tri-Cities, for voting us Best Personal Injury and Best Overall Law Firm.
We are so honored and grateful to serve this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call the law firm that has served Central Washington for 30 years. Call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
There's 2 kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus where we feel like we're a one-stop shop. Primary care is everything that you do here at the Pacific Clinic. We really focus on preemptive care. And what that means to us is going out and playing tennis and working on that proprioception, that balance, that social aspect, flexibility, all those things.
Living an active lifestyle is extremely important to our health. Research shows that just by incorporating exercise into our daily lives, we can reduce our risk of cardiovascular disease by 50%. So cutting your risk in half is amazing, and just by incorporating regular exercise, we add years to our life.
Stress is the primary reason why living an active lifestyle is so important, because it reduces stress. Stress brings on anxiety, depression, all of the things that we don't want to feel.
So there's some really good benefits to cold therapy, specifically with regards to neurotransmitters. What's important about those neurotransmitters is when they go up, it improves your mood. And so it's become a really good treatment option for depression. And as far as the hot therapy, things like a sauna are really good at preventing cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even some respiratory diseases. I would recommend that folks take advantage of all the services we have to offer here at the clinic. You can make significant strides toward improving your health by utilizing all that we have to offer.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald in for Jessica Jalal this morning. We've also got meteorologist Tiffany Savona in for Josh this morning. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, Riley, and we're dealing with some patchy fog out there, locally dense in some locations. That is why the National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory in effect for the foothills of the Blues. So that includes Dayton, Walla Walla, and Pendleton over toward Heppner, and a freezing fog advisory for the Kittitas Valley, including Ellensburg. That's where temperatures are closer to the freezing mark. So that fog, if it develops across the Kittitas Valley, has potential to freeze on those elevated surfaces. So bridges, overpasses, we're talking about railings out there. So just use a little bit of extra caution if your travels take you in that direction. Visibility is a bit lower in the Kittitas Valley and up toward Snoqualmie Pass, but I just checked the pass report and things are looking good. There's no restrictions and it is a little bit foggy, but that is about it. Yakima, we have 10 miles, Tri-Cities, Hermiston, which is looking pretty good up toward Moses Lake. The visibility issues are really along the foothills of the Blues in Dayton and Pendleton, where that has dropped to 1 mile at this time, but we've seen those numbers fluctuate, and that is expected as we get closer to sunrise, which is typically when the fog is at its worst. Temperatures are above freezing for many of us. 37 Walla Walla, 33 in Dayton, 38 Pendleton, 41 in Hermiston, 37 in the Tri-Cities, and 32 degrees in Yakima. So a little bit colder for our northwestern communities. The system that brought us a little bit of rain this weekend, well, it's diving south and the rain is starting to dissipate, at least across northeastern Oregon. So we had a little bit of rain, mist in Pendleton. This stayed just to the south of Hermiston and now it's dissipating. So we are going to be drying things out today. You can leave the rain gear at home as you head off to work on this Monday, but definitely bring that heavy winter coat. We're not going to see much of a warm up and that fog could slow you down in some locations this morning, but the evening commute is looking just fine. We're looking at a drier trend this week, which is nice because it's been very active. So we'll have that 7-day coming up a little bit later on in the show. Riley, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. We have yet another scam alert, this one coming from the city of Kennewick. They've been made aware of a text message circulating from a survey company called Dynata, claiming to collect information from residents. Officials say this company is not associated with the city of Kennewick in any way. The city tells us they will always notify citizens through official channels if they are indeed conducting a survey or collecting data. So if you receive this text, it's best to ignore and delete it. Now that the Hanford Union has voted down a third proposed agreement with HMIS, what comes next? HMIS says it will order the guards back to work. However, the union says it wants to resume negotiations today, and they have prepared another counteroffer. The union says it doesn't want to be forced to accept an offer. Rather, they want to find an agreement that is acceptable for both sides. The only offer HMIS says it is willing to accept is its December 5th offer, which it called earlier last month its best and final. The guards have been locked out since before Thanksgiving after their contract expired. Beginning this morning in the city of Walla Walla, the Rose Street Preservation Project is getting some upgrades. There will be a new traffic signal put in at the intersection of 2nd Avenue and Rose Street. This work is expected to last throughout this week, and while the intersection will remain open, there are lane shifts and closures to allow necessary equipment to access the area. City officials urge you to consider travel by another route, as the closures will cause significant traffic delays. The state Supreme Court is set to make a decision this week on the appeal for the first recall petition against Mapleton Mayor Rachel Ruelas. If they decide to uphold the Superior Court judge's decision, the recall moves forward. The next step, petitioners need about 60 resident signatures to be certified by the auditor's office, which then has to put the question to the voters within the next 45 to 90 days. The deadline to get it on the February ballot has already passed.
So I think the fair thing to say is that if and when the recall comes, it's going to be conducted between February 12th and August 5th.
The state Supreme Court should be making a decision about the recall appeal at a meeting on January 9th. The days of paying for multiple library cards are over. The new project with regional libraries makes access to books easier for the community. Apple Valley News Now's Morgan Huff says it's a project between the libraries they've been working on.
Community members in the Mid-Columbia, Walla Walla, and Dayton regions now have access to a larger selection of books without the hassle of paying for multiple library cards.
Each library is unique. They all offer great things. By being able to get a library card at each of them, it just gives people in our region more access.
The Richland Library, Mid-Columbia, Walla Walla Public, Walla Walla County, and Columbia County Libraries have teamed together to launch a new project that allows members of one to get a reciprocal card to check out books at any of the 5 participating libraries.
This is a pilot project with these 5 libraries right now. We're certainly open to talking about more libraries in the future. If you're a member of one, you can get a library card at one of the other libraries.
The reciprocal card gives access to all physical items as well as the library's databases to check if a participating location has the book you're looking for. But if you're looking for digital items,
so things like ebooks and audiobooks you want to have access to.
Reporting in Richland, Morgan Huff, Good Morning Northwest.
Thank you, Morgan. To learn how to get involved, head to applevalleynewsnow.com. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it was a shining night for Hollywood. We take a look at the winners of last night's Golden Globes. And meteorologist Tiffany Savona is in for Josh this morning. She's got another look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service, plus free electrical safety inspection. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. US Cellular.
Experience winter fun at Silver Mountain Resort. Discover some of the best terrain in the region, just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Relax in a beautiful condo, just a short stroll from the gondola, dining, exciting water slides, and indoor surfing at the water park. Enjoy a gondola ride to our exhilarating snow tubing and your gateway to snow rider heaven. Create unforgettable family memories at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Save now with stock reduction savings with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Dello 15W40 diesel oil for just $12.99. New Year's store-wide savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
It's not what you park in your driveway that makes it home. At McCurley, we understand that. And that's why we go beyond the transaction to provide a complete ownership experience. Because it's the people, the experiences, and the memories awaiting you that make it home. And your vehicle is how you get there.
Drive home in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 for only $519 a month.
A visit to a Montana resort that has it all.
Different scenery and the wildlife, just the atmosphere, the foliage, it's all great.
The hot springs is the real draw.
It's Quinn's Hot Springs Resort. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next Live, Scott Wolf and comedian Michelle Buteau.
I can't even find a parking spot with my husband without arguing with him.
We argue over parking spots.
Oh, okay.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Welcome back. It is 6:41 on your Monday, and things are quiet as we take a live look out of our Apple Valley studio camera in Kennewick. You can kind of see those low clouds in the distance there. We haven't really seen much in the way of fog in the Tri-Cities just yet. The better chances for fog this morning will be across the Kittitas Valley and over along the foothills of the Blues. That's where visibility has been reduced in Dayton and down into Pendleton, where it's running at around a mile. And then from Ellensburg and points northward up toward Snoqualmie, that is where fog is reducing visibility in spots as well. So if you're traveling to any of those spots, just allow for a little bit of extra travel time and take it slow on your way into work this morning. And I know the kids go back to school after their long winter break, so it'll be a little bit of an adjustment this morning. Temperatures are above freezing in many spots, but the kids will definitely need the heavy winter coat. 37 right now in Tri-Cities, 37 Walla Walla. We're down at 32 now in Dayton, so we may have some slick spots in Dayton as well. 41 in Hermiston, 32 in Yakima, and we're at 35 degrees at Hanford. First Alert radar showing that we had a couple of spotty showers across northeast Oregon about an hour or two ago. Now that light rain has diminished and pushed south and west of Hermiston and Pendleton. So we're looking at a drier day today after we saw a little bit of rain this weekend and rain last week as well. But we do have to deal with that fog, and it could linger in the Ellensburg area a little bit into the afternoon. Otherwise, we stay cloudy, 38 for your high. Yakima, a little bit of fog possible this morning, and then we rise into the lower 40s, maybe a few peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Tri-Cities, middle 30s this morning, only rising into the lower 40s. Same story for Hermiston. So not much of a warm up from where we're sitting right now. Walla Walla, that fog could linger into the afternoon, and we stay cloudy and dreary with highs only in the upper 30s. A nice drying trend in store for this upcoming week. We'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit. Riley, over to you.
Thank you. The top nominees took home the most trophies from the year's first big awards show. David Daniel has the highlights from the Golden Globe Awards in Beverly Hills.
Welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night.
Host Nikki Glazer kicked off what's traditionally Hollywood's most raucous award show, a sentiment shared by the co-creator of Hacks, which won Best TV Series, Musical or Comedy, and Best Female Actor in that category for Jean Smart.
We do have to shoot tomorrow, and we have a call time of 6 a.m. So if Jean Smart asks you for a shot, please do not give it to her, okay? Kate Winslet, I'm looking at you wherever you are. Give her water.
Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer also took 2 TV trophies for Female Supporting Actor Jessica Gunning and Best Limited Series, Anthology Series, or TV Movie.
Wow!
Shogun was the big TV winner. Acting wins for Tadanobu Asano, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Anna Sawai, and Best TV Series Drama.
I really wasn't expecting that. I'm just in shock right now.
Demi Moore's Female Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy win for The Substance was her first major solo acting award. Sebastian Stan won Best Male Actor in that category for A Different Man, and Fernanda Torres took Female Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for I'm Still Here.
The Brutalist.
The immigrant drama The Brutalist won Best Motion Picture Drama, Best Director for Brady Corbett, and Male Actor Drama for Adrian Brody, who spoke of his family's own immigration story.
The many people who have struggled immigrating to this country, I hope that this work stands to lift you up a bit.
Emilia Perez.
Emilia Perez triumphed with 4 Golden Globes: Best Motion Picture Non-English Language, Best Original Song, Supporting Female Actor for Zoe Saldana, and Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
The light always wins over darkness.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Kieran Culkin Conclave, Challengers, Wicked, and Flow also won movie awards, while other TV winners included Jodie Foster, Jeremy Allen White, Colin Farrell, and Ali Wong. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got the morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door today, and Tiffany is back with your full first forecast. We'll be right back.
Legends Casino Hotel knows you can't get too high or too low in January, otherwise known as high amounts of snow and low temps. We've got the perfect way to warm up your winter. Winterfest high-low drawings. Every Friday, we're giving away over $39,000 in guaranteed cash. Just fire up your Legends Rewards card when playing to earn entries. We'll pick 2 winners from 6 to 9 p.m. And if you guess the most high-low cards, you could stuff up to 10 grand in your parka, overcoat, or onesie. Whatever, just get in here and win.
No matter how he got here, how alone she feels, how they've struggled to support their best friend. What's important is this moment, when they reached out and said, I can't do this alone. And we said, that's okay, we'll figure it out together. If you or a loved one needs support, our trained counselors can help you too. 988, anywhere, anytime.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Do frozen screens make your heart melt? Do buffering wheels give you butterflies? Didn't think so. You should meet Ziply Fiber. It's faster, it's friendlier, it's fiber. Ziply is fiber optic internet. That means no lag and no buffering. Gotta love it. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. It is 6:49 on your Monday and we're dealing with some fog out there and it's locally dense in some locations such as the foothills of the Blues where we do have a dense fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. That includes Dayton, Walla Walla down into Pendleton over toward Heppner, and a freezing fog advisory for the Kittitas Valley, including Ellensburg. That's where temperatures are at or just below freezing, and that's where that fog will freeze on contact with elevated surfaces. So bridges, overpasses, any railings, stair railings out there could be a little bit slick this morning. So just slow down, take it easy, allow for some extra travel time if you're headed in any of these locations. Right now, visibility is looking pretty good. Sunnyside over to Tri-Cities, Hermiston up toward Moses Lake into Yakima, but you could see just west of Yakima, that's where the fog really starts to develop. And same story for areas just north and west of Ellensburg. So Kittitas Valley up towards Snoqualmie Pass, that is where it is foggy. And now Pendleton reporting less than a quarter of a mile visibility. So the fog is getting a little bit worse and more widespread in Pendleton. And we're likely seeing fog in Walla Walla and Dayton as well. Our temperatures are above freezing in many locations, and we're really not going to warm up today because the clouds are going to linger. This is what it looks like out of our Apple Valley studio camera in Kennewick. No fog here, traffic flowing along just fine, and that sunrise here across the Columbia Basin, 7:39, and that sunset, it's an early 4:26. 37 right now in the Tri-Cities, 33 Connell. We're up above freezing in Dayton, 34, 37 Walla Walla, 34 Sunnyside, and 32 degrees in Yakima. We did have a couple of very light rain showers move across northeast Oregon. We had a little bit of light rain and mist reported in Pendleton, but now this disturbance pushing that rain and allowing it to dissipate to the south and west of us. So we're going to be drying things out today because of that weekend system. It's diving to the south and east. So it's moving away from us. That's going to allow high pressure to build in, drying us out today, tomorrow, and over the next couple of days. It's been very active lately, so we deserve a break in the action. Today, that fog may linger along the foothills of the Blues and the Kittitas Valley into the early afternoon. Otherwise, the rest of us just stay mostly cloudy. It's going to be a dreary Monday for us, with highs only in the lower 40s, upper 30s along the foothills of the Blues, so not much warmer from where we are right now. The clouds linger overnight. There could be a few breaks here and there that could allow for another round of patchy fog to develop by early tomorrow morning. This is typical when high pressure builds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. If temperatures drop below freezing in the morning, there could be some more freezing fog out there. 7-day forecast showing that there's not much change, at least over the next 4 days. Next chance for rain arrives Friday. Yakima 42 today, upper 30s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with rain showers possible on Friday, then drying out for the weekend. A quiet period in Walla Walla now through Thursday with showers moving in Friday. Hermiston, slight chance for a shower this morning, but that is even going down now as we're drying out with drier weather expected Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now here's a look at what Good Morning America has said.
In this morning's GMA First Look, speaking out.
I failed him. We all failed him.
For the first time, we're hearing from the ex-girlfriend of Matthew Livelsberger, the man who carried out the Vegas detonation in front of Trump Hotel New Year's Day. And this morning, Alicia Arrett is describing the man she knew in happier times.
Matt was the kindest man I ever met. I'm a single mom, and for example, my son decided to join a baseball team. Matt took him under his wing and he taught him how to play baseball, and he coached him, and he just walked him through everything, and he was so patient and just empathetic.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of our interview, plus the very latest on the Cybertruck investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Greatness hurts. But sometimes you gotta put on your game face. That's why Tylenol provides fast, effective pain relief. That's Tylenol. That's care without limits.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
Per our previous convo, no more gross cough syrup.
We all want you to feel better.
Please. I want extra TV time or I'll walk.
How about this instead?
Introducing the only kids medicated cough soft chew that gives you both relief. New Mucinex Children's Mighty Chews are mighty clever. Also available in nighttime.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's 6:54. Here's your morning sprint. In your national headlines this morning, President Biden is banning some offshore drilling. This morning, the White House says Biden is permanently banning offshore oil and gas development in parts of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The executive order will invoke the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. The law gives presidents broad authority to withdraw federal waters from future oil and gas leasing development. Here's the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. Police say there will be an increase in patrols around Chinook Middle School in Kennewick. This comes after a student was arrested over the weekend on suspicion of making threats of violence at the school. Richland police learned of the threat through social media. According to investigators, the threat made a reference to a mass shooting that would happen at CMS today. Working with the Kennewick Police Department, they soon learned of the student who made the suspected threat, and that student was arrested and taken to the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center. Authorities say there is nothing at this time in the actual social media threat that indicates Chinook Middle School is in any way connected. However, out of an abundance of caution, there will be extra officers on hand patrolling that area. The Richland Police Department is investigating an assault that happened at the Top of the World Park Friday night. This was around the 1100 block of Glenwood Court. A person says they were hit in the head with the butt of a shotgun and went to the hospital. Officers met the victim at the hospital and talked with witnesses, which led them to find the suspect's car parked behind the Yokes in Richland. They arrested the driver of the vehicle and say they found a shotgun in the car they suspect was used in the attack. The Sunnyside Police Department is asking for your help in a vandalism investigation. They say they arrested 2 teen boys over the weekend after they were suspected of damaging a fence in the Ajo area. They say it's possible there are other victims of vandalism. If you spot damage, call the Sunnyside Police Department to report it. We have yet another scam alert, this one coming from the city of Kennewick. They've been made aware of a text message circulating from a survey company called Dynata, claiming to collect information from residents. Officials say this company is not associated with the city of Kennewick in any way. The city tells us they will always notify citizens through official channels, if they are indeed conducting a survey or collecting data. If you see it, it's best to delete it. The state Supreme Court is set to make a decision this week on the appeal for the first recall petition against Mabton Mayor Rachel Ruelas. If they decide to uphold the Superior Court judge's decision, the recall moves forward. The next step, they need a petition with up to 60 signatures. All right, thank you for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest at applevalleyNewsNow.com. GMA is next. Have a great day.